Evan, our tweet master, has some breaking news from SportsCenter.
I just read that A.J. Burnett signed a one-year deal for $16 million with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, so he's staying in Pennsylvania,
but moving down south.
Moving east.
Moving east.
East, yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see.
$16 million too for 1
Yeah.
year. That's impressive, especially from Burnett.
Yeah. So I mean, he had a fantastic year. And he had a fantastic year last year with, of course, the wild card winning Pirates. And of course, it was supposed, like, a lot of people going into the offseason was saying that he was going to be going back to the Pirates or retiring. So,
I'm surprised he didn't retire.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm a little surprised he didn't actually go back to the Pirates. The Pirates are a great team actually now after not having a winning season for 20 straight years.
Yeah, one of my good friends goes to Pittsburgh, the
University
of Pittsburgh. So he became a Pirates fan, and I remember him coming.
Good
home
time to become a Pirates fan.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I remember him coming home one year. He had a shirt and it had a pirate ship above a line, and it was. Pirates were finally above 500.
That's funny.
I thought that was a great shirt.
Raise the Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the NL Central next week,
Yes,
as we go on with our MLB previews during the spring training going into the season. Our next segment will be about the NL West. We're going to move from West to East, first with the NL, then with the AL. So you have that to look forward to next segment. So of course, don't go away. But let's go back to some solemn news from the NBA.
I think the new commissioner, Adam Silver. Of course, yes. David Stern just retired. Best day for me in a long time. Nobody in Seattle is a fan of David Stern.
Well,
as people probably know, he allowed the team to essentially be stolen from the city of Seattle.
The Seattle Supersonics.
If
you guys are too young to remember.
And now the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is very unfortunate. And we thought that after he retired, maybe Adam Silver would find a place in his heart to bring a team back to Seattle.
It's a great city.
It's a fantastic.
Great sports city.
The Emerald City.
This recent run of Seattle has really, really brought it out to people's attention of how great of a sports city it is. Even Dallas Mavericks owner recently said that there's a good chance of expansion happening.
Mark Cuban.
But what did I say?
Owner. But I'm just saying, Mark Cuban.
Thank you, yes. Mark Cuban. There's a good chance of expansion happening, but I have no idea when. Yeah. But Adam Silver, the recent commissioner, just said that now is not the time for expansion, which is very disappointing for people in Seattle. We had the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. The Seattle fan base obviously is one of the best, the 12th man. We have the loudest open-air stadium in the world.
Just look at their MLS following.
The
Seattle Sounders. MLS is almost dead. Well, not. I think it's coming.
MLS is
growing.
It's growing.
But in recent years, it's been dead.
It's been very small.
But the one corner that really kept going with the MLS was Upper Northwest, and that was
the Sounders sell out.
Yeah,
sell out that 70,000 people stay, especially when they play the Portland Timbers.
It's amazing.
Them and the Portland Timbers.
Yeah,
those are like incredible fans.
Those are always amazing. The Cascadia games between Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland are always incredible games. They always pack that stadium. Yeah. Amazing fan support. Everybody's on cue because they have the supporters in one end zone or one goal.
Everyone joins in the chants.
Everybody joins in the chants.
It's just great. I wish more stadiums and fans were just like that.
Yeah.
That creates such a home field advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Even in a soccer match, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah. So obviously Seattle has these amazing fans in the Seahawks games, in the Sounders games. We just won the Super Bowl. We had the city of Seattle, I should say, had a Super Bowl parade.
You just signed Robinson Cano, Make a lot of contracts. It's very controversial. I mean, there's a lot of debate with that, but getting a star, putting them on the map.
That the Super Bowl parade, I was unable to watch. I did watch it from my room on the live stream.
Yes.
But the city of Seattle has a population of 600,000 people. Not that big compared to New York. The parade, on one street. The parade was one street, roughly 2 miles long. The parade itself, over 700,000 people in that parade. For a city that has 600,000 people, it's absolutely insane.
That's incredible. And they do love their sports up there.
Yeah, I remember reading about a stat. It was like 5% absences from school. Like the day on Monday, and then on the day of the parade, it grew to like 10%.
On an average day in Seattle, the Seattle Public School District can roughly have, I think they said, 80 kids out or something like that. Something like 80 kids out from sickness or whatever. On the day of the Super Bowl parade, there's something like over 8,000 kids out.
Insane.
It was incredible. And on top of that, another like 3,000 teachers were out.
Just amazing.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
It was a national holiday up there.
The entire city just shut down and went to the parade. When they actually won the
Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yep.
When they actually won the Super Bowl, that night, people were going nuts in the city. The entire streets were crowded with people going nuts. At UW, on Greek Row, they had giant fire in the middle of the street with like couches and whatnot.
Just a nonstop party.
Just nonstop party.
Nothing tells you a good championship has been won if like a nice old fashioned riot.
Yes. Except the good thing, it wasn't. It was a
peaceful riot.
It was a very peaceful riot. There was cops. Unlike Vancouver, twice. There was cops present. They allowed the fire to go on because it was, of course, the fraternity's own couches that they were burning. And they were being civil about it, as civil as you can be when you're burning couches.
When you're burning couches, yeah.
But there was a really awesome video of my part of Seattle, right in Ballard, of two sides of the street just going absolutely nuts, just going crazy. And as soon as the walk signal turns to walk, they just all run into the middle of the street and go crazy for a few seconds, and then clear out again when the walk signal goes off. So at least in Ballard, they were very considerate about the traffic laws.
See?
Something not so much about here in New York.
No, of course.
Yeah.
But, they don't jaywalk, and they were good people up there in Seattle. They were good people. But let's move to the East Coast really quickly. Washington Wizards.
The Wizards.
The Washington Wizards are very formidable foes. They just beat the top team in the West, the Thunder, and then the top team in the East, the Pacers, back-to-back nights.
And they also beat Miami earlier.
Yes, they did.
So, and by double digits, I think all those games, except for the Pacers, I believe.
Yeah, so,
That's impressive. Bradley Beal is playing extremely good right now.
Yep.
I think
the face of that franchise.
Bradley Beal is playing incredible. He had, 36 points last night or something like that.
5 of 7 from
5 of 7 from 3, yep.
And then I think an underrated player on that team that they traded for this year, Marcin Gortat.
Marcin Gortat,
yes.
He was very good. He was very good in Phoenix last year.
I was very surprised about when they traded for him. I didn't think anything of it because he was going to the Wizards.
Yeah.
He's really brought his leadership and really solidified that center spot for them.
Oh, yeah, just a lot of chemistry going on with them. And, it's always good to see, especially in Washington where, the latest news that came out of there was, Gilbert Arenas and his firearm in the locker room.
That was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, I know, and that was the last news you really heard from the Wizards. Of course, it was sad news.
Washington Bullets.
Yes, the Washington Bullets. Now, the other sad news, really quickly, is Philadelphia 76ers.
Lost by 45, and then the next night lost by 43.
Getting spanked.
I really think they have to try to lose by that much.
That was the 45 points was by the Clippers. That was the largest win in franchise. I mean, of course, it is the Clippers. They've never had much of a great season.
Right,
but it was still the largest win by the Clippers.
And then it was preceded by Golden State beating them by
43, yeah.
I mean, they're not two bad teams, but, you don't see winning by 40.
No.
What was the score? 50-15 at halftime, something like that?
It was the largest.
60 to
I think it was 25. I think it was like 60 to 25 or something like that.
I missed it by 10 in each side.
I really think you have to try to lose by that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're just trying to tank to get a good draft pick. The unfortunate thing about that, though, is that there are so many great choices this year.
And the funny part is, you're not even guaranteed the top 10.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It is a very, very deep draft this year. There are many great players, and if you
get in the top 5, you're guaranteed just a superstar, really.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, with Jabari
Parker, you got
Parker,
Wiggins.
Joel Embiid,
Yep.
Marcus Smart.
I think Marcus Smart, his draft stock's falling because of his latest incident.
Yeah.
Just
I think people will probably understand.
shut the fan.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yes, he did shove the
He
fan.
shoved a fan.
Yes.
But he owned up to it. He said he knows that it's wrong. He was called a racial slur. But he said that he should have walked away.
Yeah.
And he knows what he did was wrong. At least he didn't pull a Ron Artest and start socking fans.
Yeah, that's true.
I love how everyone's comparing him to Ron Artest because he did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking about the MLB. Let's try and warm up this cold winter with a little spring training talk. MLB, the boys of summer are coming back. Pitchers and catchers are reporting, I believe, this weekend for the New York teams. But we're going to be talking about the NL West, where it's always sunny. So stick around. And keep listening to the Sports Stop on WSJU Radio, the voice of St. John's University.